Did you know that some of the most successful and resilient people in history used Stoic philosophy as their guide? From emperors to former slaves, the Stoics taught us how to face life with wisdom, courage, and serenity. But how did they do it? That's what we'll uncover today. In this video, we'll dive deep into Stoicism, exploring the inspiring stories and revolutionary ideas of three great thinkers, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. We'll see how they transformed their lives, and how their words can transform ours. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor. Marcus Aurelius is probably the most famous Stoic. He was the emperor of Rome, the most powerful man in the ancient world, and yet he faced a life filled with adversity, constant wars, political betrayals, epidemics, and deep personal loss. What's incredible is that amidst all this, he found time to write Meditations, a personal journal that became a masterpiece of philosophy. Key Stoic ideas. Control over the mind. Quote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Lesson, focus on what you can control, your thoughts, emotions, and reactions, and let the rest take its course. Quality of thoughts. Quote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Lesson, cultivate positive and productive thoughts to achieve a balanced life. Practical example. Imagine being in the middle of a major problem at work. Instead of blaming others or the situation, ask yourself, what can I do right now to improve this? That's applying Stoic wisdom in action. Inspiring story. During one of the darkest periods of his reign, Marcus Aurelius faced a plague that devastated Rome. Despite this, he remained calm, led wisely, and wrote about the importance of doing what is right, even in chaos. Seneca, the advisor to power. Seneca was a multifaceted man, a playwright, political advisor, and one of the greatest philosophers of the ancient world. Despite his fame and wealth, he lived amidst constant intrigue, especially due to his proximity to Nero, one of history's most controversial emperors. His letters and essays teach us how to find balance, even in turbulent times. Key Stoic ideas. Time management. Quote, "Life is not short, but we waste much of it." Lesson, value your time. Don't spend it on unnecessary worries or trivial activities. We suffer more in imagination. Quote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Lesson, often, our anxiety and fears are created by the mind and have no basis in reality. Practical example. Next time you worry about something in the future, ask yourself, is this a real problem or just a possibility? Focus on what's concrete. Inspiring story. Even knowing his position in Nero's court was dangerous, Seneca chose to live simply, believing that true wealth lies in virtue, not possessions. He wrote about how we should be prepared to lose everything without ever losing ourselves. Epictetus, the slave turned philosopher. Epictetus started his life as a slave, but became one of Stoicism's greatest teachers. He believed that even in the worst circumstances, true freedom comes from the mind. His teachings, recorded by his students, are practical guides to life. Key Stoic ideas. Internal control. Quote, "It is not things that disturb us, but our opinions about them." Lesson, we can't control what happens, but we can control how we interpret and react to events. Personal responsibility. Quote, "Progress in philosophy is measured by blaming yourself, not others." Lesson, take full responsibility for your life and choices. Practical example. If something goes wrong in your day, instead of blaming others, ask yourself, what could I have done differently? This strengthens your autonomy and resilience. Inspiring story. Even as a slave, Epictetus maintained his dignity and sought wisdom. He taught that no one could take away our inner freedom unless we allowed it. Marcus Aurelius taught us to keep our minds strong and focused on the present. Seneca reminded us to value our time and avoid needless worries. Epictetus showed us that no matter the circumstances, we can be free inside. The most impactful quotes. Marcus Aurelius, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Seneca, "True happiness is not depending on anything external." Epictetus, "Freedom is the ability to live as you wish." Which of these lessons resonated most with you? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear these words.